Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to issue 59 of Building R2D2 from DeAgostini. In this issue we've got what apparently is a fuel cell which goes onto the foot, the ankle, same as it did on the other leg. A couple of other decorative pieces for that. One more segment of the dome with tape and some more rubber, plasticky rubber caps for the screw holes. Now I have got still some previous ones of those which it hasn't said anything about putting on, but it does actually say to put these on in this issue, so don't know, strange. Obviously they can be put on at any time, it's not a big deal, but it's just another inconsistency of the magazine in that they don't tell you everything. Right, the dome piece obviously goes into the next hole along, filling that up. We've only got a few more to go. Then we have putting on some of the plastic plugs into particular holes. Then putting the fuel thing on the front, screwing that in place, putting the outside cover on, screwing that in place, and then we get to put in the metal bits. And that actually apparently finishes off the assembly of R2D2's left leg. So I'm going to put this instruction manual off to the side briefly while I carry on with this. Put these off to the side as well and start as ever with the dome. Now the dome itself is coming along very nicely. I've still got to figure out a wider camera angle for things when it's getting a little bit bigger. So obviously the round hole is going to be filled with one of the sense things. So we've got two little ones, and this one that's going in there now. Now I do have an issue with the paint job on the dome, which I only noticed because people were moaning about it on the Facebook channels and pages. They've obviously printed this blue line, and where it being circular has a beginning and an end, so it doesn't quite match up there, but it's not bad enough for me to worry about. It's where's the front is going to be there, so it's sort of off to the side on the front. I don't think it's going to be noticeable. I had to look for it, I didn't notice it until I started looking, so shh, don't tell anyone. As ever with these, we've got the double-sided tape, so I'll do that. Keep wondering whether or not to bother showing you all of this, but videos are not exactly long anyway, so I may as well. Again, this is similar to the last one, if you watched that, being quite a long piece. The tape needs to be sort of curved because it's going on the inside of a curve, obviously, so you do have to have it a little bit rucked up, but it's not a problem. Oh, that might be a problem, get that stuck to my fingers, but there we go. So we get this on there, as ever, make sure it's down properly, and then we can peel off the inside layer, leaving the little sticky bit, just the sticky plastic pad in there, and then we can throw the other bit and catch it. There we go. So we get that again roughly in the right place. Then from the outside we can see exactly where it needs to be, get it lined up, get it central, and then get it stuck down. So almost there. Of course we've got the top pieces to do as well, but that's that. Let's get rid of the rubbish. Then we have the leg. Let's bring back into camera, and let's have a look at the instructions again. We've got these four and the top two of those to fill now, and then the longer ones go into the longer ones. So we've got the 6 and the 2 longer ones. Now, as it says in the magazine, you could just pull them off, but you don't get a very nice edge. So I've just got a sort of craft knife here that I'm just going to use to cut these off, and then I'll tidy up the edges again with a knife, possibly filing it. These are a lot of rubber material, so it's not difficult to work with. Just get rid of the excess there. Then say you've got some excess there, which with a sharp enough knife you can just trim away. Now these obviously are going into a hole as well, so you don't need to worry about making them perfect. It's just so they fit, basically. So that's those. Let's get those down. Obviously these two you need to get in the right way round, so you've got a shaped edge piece, and the wider bit obviously needs to go down the bottom. So you just push them in until they're flush. There we go. Let's just trim off the little excess from these and get them popped in as well, hopefully on camera. A little bit of trimming without cutting your fingers off, because obviously nice shiny white R2, you don't want to get blood all over it, it wouldn't look right. There we go. That one, two more. One more. There we go. Right, that's those screw holes neatly covered. So now we have the fuel cell piece itself, which obviously covers over the motor. So we've got to cut out on one side of it for the wires to go through. Obviously this is in two pieces, so we'll take that apart there, get that over there, and obviously it just lines up over those. That's screwed in place again with 4 of these screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1, 2. 3. At least we can learn to count to 4. Oh, drop that one. I'll pick that up in a moment. Let's come back and do the other one. 4. There we go. That. 1 down. 2. Now obviously after this issue I have one more issue that's come, because I get 4 delivered every month or so. So if it doesn't say in there about testing it, I'm going to dig back down and get the other magazine from last time about testing the other leg, and I will test this leg anyway to make sure it all works as it should. Right, that was that. Then this obviously, the other cover goes on there. 4 more screws to hold that in place. I shouldn't have bothered putting these screws away. It took me a few of them last time and didn't figure they were all going to be used immediately. There's that one. 2. 3. And 4. While I'm doing these up, I'm just glancing over at the instructions. It just says get the 4 screws in, then plug the cable in, and the cable in doesn't actually say about putting these 2 silver pieces on, but although they're pictured on in the next picture. So yeah, well done DeAgostini. Another cunning, let's not bother telling you about this step, we'll just do it. So let's get that last screw tightened up in there. It's probably what happened with those plastic covers. They probably didn't bother mentioning it, and assuming just everybody will get it done. Now these go in, it's only one way up, and they're just a friction fit, which is quite a tight fit in these. The holes are actually hexagonal, and although these pins are round, so just by forcing it in, you're making a nice tight fit. They're not functional moving parts, so that's going to be plenty to hold that in place. So that's that there, and then these 2 obviously go in there and get them the right way round again. The one on the outside goes to the bottom, so this one's got to bend round, go into the top. and that one goes into the bottom there. So that is that. Apparently that is the leg completed again. So now I've got 2 functional legs for R2. I'll put that aside with the other leg, and then see about testing it next time. As ever, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoying the build. Hope you like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and come back for more very shortly for the next issue. Thanks for watching. Bye.